it's such an addiction. It's the adrenaline, it's the excitement. I've always absolutely loved. I think also it's, precision. Like people look at rallying and think it's wild and exciting, but it's no different to circuit racing. You've got to clip every apex. While you are sideways in rallying, you're only a certain amount sideways to get the best drive out of the corner. So there's an awful lot to actually think about in a rally. You're working with another person as a team, and there's nothing better than the feeling of getting to the end of a stage. You've absolutely nailed. You know that there was nothing in reserve. You've committed 100% to the notes, and everything's perfect, and you've actually got someone to share that with. Look, I think that from where I came from, I think I've managed to do exceptionally well. Like, it was something I had a passion for. I managed to, when I was younger, build my own cars, go to rallies, do exceptionally well. Then I got involved with Toyota through the Star Search program. Once again, an opportunity. I was able to go on with that and win that. For me, as a young guy, I just love cars, obviously. I actually started off in hill climbs and did lap dashes, and so probably thought I was going down a circuit racing avenue, but a mate got a rally car, and I went out with him once when he was testing, and he was doing really well in rallies, and I was just hooked on it. Then I went to the Alpine Rally in 1986 in my crappy old Datsun 1600, and I was car 56, and it had George Fury and Greg Carr and Wayne Bell and Jeff Portman and everyone who was anyone in rallying at the time, and I was leading it in that Datsun 1600 with, we took a ute down with a couple of mates helping service, and that was probably the point where I thought, I think I'm actually pretty good at this. I had nothing at the time. I had no money. I was an apprentice mechanic. I drove a truck at night to get enough money to go rallying. So, for me, the whole concept of going to Europe and trying to get a budget, it was just beyond any scope that was in my mind. And I look back now and possibly I should have done that, but really I don't have any regrets. I've had a fantastic career. I was a professional rally driver for 20 years.
Well, I first met Neal in 91, I think, on a boat going to the ARC round in Tasmania. And he was this new kid on the block coming into the ARC, this young kid. At the time I was a Queenslander, so I hadn't known anything about Neal. Anybody who lived in New South Wales would have known him from state championship rallying, and he was, a very quick young guy, but we didn't really know him. And I met him, and he was the shyest person I've ever met in my entire life. You could hardly get him to talk. And then he competed in that rally, and he was very competitive, and everybody stood up and took notice. And I've never sat with someone who just has such natural driving ability. Neal and a car are just one. He can hop in any car, and he can hop in any car, a truck, a V8 supercar, a world rally car, left-hand drive, right-hand drive, whatever. He'll get in and he'll drive it perfectly every time.
The co-driver is such a vital, and you have to commit 100% to what they say. Rally Australia in 2001, we came into a corner, Coral said right 5, so I attacked it in 5th gear, and there was actually a right 3. I was 100% sure Coral said right 5, and when we went back into the in-car, she said right 3, I heard right 5, so I fired off the road at 140 kilometres per hour when I should have been doing 70 on the corner. So that demonstrates the commitment and the trust that you have in them. So Coral's actually never got it wrong, I have, many times. And when you talk about the dangers of rallying, it's probably, I've been doing it for a very long time, and it's something you get used to. People talk about all sorts of extreme sports, and when you do it all the time, you're actually in your comfort zone and you think it's all good. And it's not until Harry started doing it, I start looking at all the dangers involved, and I'm much more conscious of that at the moment with Harry out there, because he's going incredibly fast for what I think's limited experience, but you know, that's what I was doing when I was young. Really, I look at it, I'm incredibly proud of what I've achieved, and obviously had a lot of help over the years, but there was a lot of years there where we had incredibly skinny budgets, and you know, we were working at nights and weekends. I can look at it and say I've enjoyed it the entire time and made a living out of it. So they say if you enjoy what you do, you never have to work another day. So I've been a bum for a lot of years.